Good morning. I'd like to share with you a 232-page PDF that I now have access to that I think you'd like to read. And in doing so, I'm going to say something that I know is too soon and may come off as controversial, but it is my take. Behind me is Jeffrey Epstein's birthday book, provided by Ghislaine Maxwell and featuring notes from friends, herself, and others. Here we even have a note specifically to Jeffrey and from Ghislaine explaining why she put this book together. There's a lot of information in here, and I can't help but think about the fact that this document has existed for many decades now, pre us understanding any of what's going on today. Way before we knew who Epstein was, way before we knew what Ghislaine was doing, and way before Donald Trump was president, even though he's not mentioned a lot in this document. He and others like Bill Clinton were featured in the friends list. Now, understand this is really early, and I, unfortunately, within a few minutes of the actual incident, saw the entire thing, and I was a little bit shaken up by it, I can't lie. I'm former military, and not the first time I've seen someone have something penetrate their neck or head area, but man, in front of your family, in front of a crowd, it was clearly a professional, 200 yards away, such pinpoint accuracy, exactly where it needed to be. And I gotta say, it's a little weird that about 2.5 weeks ago, Charlie started making his first takes against Israel and for why maybe we should be concerned with Epstein. I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist or draw connections to things that aren't there. There's still a lot that we do not know. But what we do know is this was not some random person who was simply emotional. This was a professional, more than likely, that did this. And regardless of whether or not you think that that was the cause, that him talking about things like Epstein and Israel were the cause of this, at the very least, if you supported him, you should carry on us digging deeper into why they're covering this up. We cannot stop talking about this, allowing rich individuals, wealthy, powerful individuals, not just to control what we should care about, but also control the very people we get to listen to. The algorithm for TikTok is going to be shifting in 2 days, and everything that we're talking about right here, you're never going to see it again. And now we have violence. We can't stop talking about this. And his death is not a reason to perpetuate some other narrative. It's not a stepping stool to talk about something. He's not a soapbox. But man, he had influence, like him or not. Yes, he advocated for G violence. And yes, he did absolutely have a take or two that rubbed people the wrong way. But the man stood for something. At the very least, I know he stood for Christ. And at the very, very least, we cannot have violence against one another when this is an up and down issue. He is not a part of the up versus down issue, in my opinion. And if that's not your opinion, that's fine. My opinion, though, is he shifted his. I can see clearly he shifted his narrative. He shifted his speaking points. And someone who's very, very connected to the BBs of the world, I take that very, very seriously when someone switches